Hi Carly, it's nice seeing you again.
Me too.
Okay, I remember last time when we were speaking, we were talking about your ex-boyfriend and some problems that you were having with him.
Oh God. He's turned into a stalker.
Oh no.
Showing up at my house all hours of the night.
Mm-hmm.
The other day he came by and I seen him pull up out my window.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the front of the house. So I looked out my window. I'm like, what is he doing? He pulls out a bouquet of roses and leaves them on my windshield on my car. And my dad was outside like cleaning his truck. And he's like, is Carly home? And I told my dad, everything that was going on, and he's like, no, she got picked up and, she went somewhere. So because otherwise, like, he's been trying to just come and walk into my house like he used to.
Like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
So you guys were dating for how long?
About 2 years.
Okay, and how long have you been broken up?
A few days.
Okay.
Maybe actually almost a week.
And your decision?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the breakup and what led to it?
Well, 3 months into the relationship, we went on like a break kind of thing that he wanted. So we went on that. Then the day we got back together, I found out that he hooked up with some girl that I used to be friends with. And I let that go. I was like, all right, things happen. Maybe it wasn't actually on this day. Maybe it was while we weren't supposedly together or whatever. So I was like, let it go. Then throughout the relationship, I heard things from people like, oh, he was seen with this one or he was seen with that one. But, I kind of never really paid too much attention to it because I was like, oh, I'm always with him, so maybe people are just talking. And I find out that, everything is true, so I'm like, all right. I was like, I'll just forgive and forget because, I like to just, kind of just wash the slate clean and, give him another chance because I really had a lot of feelings for him, so I didn't want to just walk away from everything.
Right.
Especially finding out, a year later, that was a year just spent with him, trusting him, giving him everything.
Right.
So then I went to visit my biological father out in Oregon.
Right.
And when I came back, he had like one of those new screen covers, whatever, for the computer. And he asked me to go look at it. So I went up to his room and went and looked at it, opened his computer and looked at the little keyboard cover. Come to see that he has his Facebook messages up on his computer. Wasn't very happy. I found out that some girl that he supposedly was just, family friends with forever and all this stuff, that he was talking to her the entire time I was gone. And there were messages in there saying, I love you, we need to spend more time alone together. I was just like, what?
Well, what it sounds to me is like, I think from the beginning there was trust issues, but you just brushed them underneath the rug and you just decided to move on because you dedicated so much time to the relationship. I think right there in itself is almost like you just kept brushing things under the rug instead of dealing with them. So then you found this thing on Facebook and it's like, wow, all these things that you thought were true kind of did come true.
Yeah.
And that must have really hurt you to see that.
Oh, it did. Only that day I just, kind of pretended like nothing was wrong, and, we had plans to go out. I think we went to like the mall or something. We went to the mall and my birthday just passed. So he was, I was gone for my birthday, so he was letting me pick out something for my birthday. So I picked out a very, very expensive Coach bag. Serves him right.
Right? So I'm sorry to stop you. You didn't react or anything when you saw the Facebook messages? You didn't say anything to him or confront him at all?
Not then.
Okay.
I wanted to see kind of if he was going to say anything.
Okay.
Because he should have known that he left his Facebook messages up asking me to go look at his computer. He kind of set himself a little trap there. So I just waited for the day, went on like nothing was wrong. Until that night when he dropped me off, he wanted to give me a kiss goodbye. And I gave him a few choice words and got out of the car. he was so confused and had no idea what was going on, why I was cursing him off, and just storming out of the car.
Right.
So,
And then that was it?
no, he texted me that night when he got home and was like, I'm home safe, and I was like, I don't care.
But did you ever let him know? I mean,
Yeah.
does he know that you found these messages on Facebook?
Yeah, because after he said I'm home safe and I said I don't care, he called me and was like, what's wrong? And I told him, I was like, you asked me to go look at your computer, and did you not know that you left your Facebook messages up? He's like, no. I was like, well, you did, and I seen everything that you wrote. His excuse was that, what was that stuff? It's like weed. What is it called?
It's like weed?
Yeah, it's like weed. HK2 or something like that.
Okay.
But it's legal weed, apparently.
Okay.
He said he smoked that with his friends, and he didn't remember messaging her or even saying any of that stuff to her.
And you believe this?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay. I kind of want to go back a little bit, though. This whole situation sounds terrible, and I'm sorry that you went through it. But I want to talk about the reasons why. I don't want to say that you let this go on for so long, because you did hear things, previously, but you didn't want to confront them. Has there been other situations in your life, per se, that maybe you don't confront one-on-one? Do you have any types of, fears at all about confronting people like that? Instead of dealing with things one-on-one, in talking things out, communicating, do you sometimes, just brush things under the rug and not confront them and hope they'll go away?
Kind of. I mean, my mom, left when I was little, and just recently she's been trying to, come back into my life, and I kind of just let her come back in like nothing was wrong.
Right.
So I guess kind of it's pattern.
Right. Because I'm just trying to think if it is a pattern, and if there's something that we can do to fix that, or not fix it, but just so you can handle things differently. I'm not sure if things would have been different if you would have nipped it in the bud earlier, and confronted them about situations earlier, and then you had to come to this, terrible tragedy at the end, finding those things on Facebook, which must have been really hard. You talked about your mother. You said your mother left you when you were younger?
She left me and my dad. She, how old was I? I was probably 8.
8 years old, okay.
And she just, periodically, she would leave for a weekend or go away for a week and, not tell anybody and just show back up. But she left and didn't come back. She moved out to Arizona and just didn't tell anybody. She's left all her stuff behind, everything, and she just up and left. And just recently I don't know how she got my phone number, but she called me and was like, I'm sorry, I should have done the things that I did, and I was just like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it.
How did you really feel?
At first I was surprised. I really wasn't expecting her.
Yeah, that must have been shocking. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting it at all. And then I was pissed.
Sure.
Because, I kind of forgot about a lot of those emotions. So her coming back, trying to have a relationship again, kind of brought all that anger and, disappointment and all that stuff for her back up again.
Right.
Kind of has to make me deal with it again.
Have you talked to her at all? She's been back in your life how long?
Almost a month.
Okay. So I guess you haven't talked to her, in a serious conversation about how you feel, how you really feel, not just,
No, because I feel like if I bring that up, then she's just going to disappear again.
Do you see the pattern here at all?
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the pattern that this is what you've done with your boyfriend, and then this is again what you're doing with your mother? So you almost, it's like you wanted to hold on to your relationship with your boyfriend, so you let things go. You brush them underneath the rug. Because I think you just wanted to hold on to that.
Yeah.
you know, despite of how it made you feel. And it's almost the same situation as you're dealing with your mom. It's like you want her back in your life and you're really excited, but you're just gonna brush all those other things underneath the rug, which is gonna be very detrimental to you because you're not gonna be letting out what you really need to let out and let her understand how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important to, you know, communicate your feelings.
Yeah.
Because you walk around with all of this pent up emotion. And then what happens is you have outbursts, like you
Mhm.
probably have with your ex-boyfriend, and like half the time you didn't even know why you were breaking up with him, or even if you did break up with him, you were just going off on him, and he didn't even know what he did.
Yeah.
Because those things just, and then it builds up and it builds up. So, with your mother, I think that, you know, it's important that you see that this is a pattern with yourself. Is having a relationship with your mother important to you?
I mean, it is, because I would like to have her around, and I mean, I haven't had a relationship with her for so many years that I don't really know how to even start one with her at this
Mhm.
point.
Mhm. Have you done anything with her, like one-on-one since she's been back?
Not really.
No. Like, what is a day like with your mother? Have you spent any time with her alone?
A little bit, but not too much. It was just kind of like, you know, I went over by her place and just, we hung out, watched TV, got something to eat.
Okay. Kind of just like
Right.
two buddies hanging
Yeah.
out?
It was more so of like I was hanging out with my friends instead of hanging out with my mom.
Right. God, that's gonna be so hard. You know?
Strange.
Yeah, it's gonna be strange. And your father, how does he feel about all of this?
Well, he's remarried.
Okay. How does he feel
So-
about the relationship between her, I mean, her coming back and,
He's honestly a little confused himself
yeah.
because I can tell like he still loves my mom
Mhm.
and has a lot of feelings for her.
Mhm.
I think he was very hurt, obviously, too, by her just leaving.
Right.
And I mean, it makes him a little harder for him because his new wife does not like her at all.
The new wife doesn't like your mom?
Yeah, doesn't like her at all.
Right.
So I think he kind of just puts up like a front more so of like, oh, I don't really care so much that she's back. But then when his wife's not around, he's asking, you know, how is your mom? You know, have you talked to her? How's things going? So, I mean, difficult.
Of course it is.
Very strange situation to deal with. But trying to figure it out.
Okay, I'm sure you will in time. Okay, so this boyfriend, let's get back to him. So he's been stalking you recently?
Yeah.
Okay. And has it gotten to the point where it's, you know, scaring you at all? Are you feeling like he's gonna put you in a position where it could be hurtful
Not
towards
really,
you?
because he's really not a violent person at all.
Mhm.
And he's never really shown any like violent tendencies.
Mhm.
So
It's just annoying at this point.
yeah,
Okay.
like, do you really need to show up at my house? He plays guitar, so he's like, he'll show up in the middle of the night and start like playing his guitar outside my bedroom window, which
Serenading you?
would be really cute if we were still together,
Right.
but we're not.
Right.
And like the flowers on my car, come on, like
Right.
you just wasted like $25 on a bouquet of roses.
Was
that's
he
just getting thrown
doing?
away.
Was he doing this stuff when you were together?
No.
See, that's the interesting part. And just talk to me about, like, before all of this happened, all of this with the finding out about it. How was your relationship with him previously? How was the first year of your relationship? Talk to me about that a little bit.
It was okay.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, we argued a little bit.
Right.
You know, everybody really argues. In the first year, you know, we had that break after like 3 months of being together. That was like, lasted like a week. Because then prom came up, it was junior prom, and I was like, listen, not buying a dress for nothing, so either get your shit together or let me know what's going on.
Because I'm trying to tie it all together and
So-
wondering if that, not to use like clinical terms or anything, but like if there's like some type of abandonment issues that stemmed from your mother as a child, and that you're scared maybe that people are gonna leave you and you don't want them to leave you. I'm not really sure if that's the case, But even like with your boyfriend, like you held on to him for so long, even knowing that he wasn't good for you. Was like the feeling of maybe being alone, something that bothered you?
I mean, it might have been. I've never really looked at it before, so
Okay.
that's definitely something I can think about.
All right. All right. Well, it was really nice seeing you. What I want you to do, and this is something that if you agree to it or not, is maybe try and talk to your mother this week. You know, just a little bit about how you feel and just see how she reacts to you. I mean, it might open up a big conversation, it might not, but if you don't put any effort in, you know, we never really know what kind of doors are going to be open. So maybe this week, you know, maybe try to open up a conversation with her and see where it leads.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay. It's nice seeing you.
Me too.